What we're going to do is we're going to share with you guys what NFT the movie is and what it isn't. Before we get started, I'd like to do a quick introduction to a part of our team. Matter of fact, Miguel, you want to join us? Yeah. Grab a chair, bro. Yeah, dude. Come on up. Miggy.
Yes, please. Hey guys, so if you didn't know, the back parking lot is not for us. And if you park back there, there's a towing truck going around. So you need to move your car immediately. Please move your car if you parked in the back. Guys, if you parked in this back lot, please.
No, you're doing great. Thank you, Annalise. The reason we wanted to have Miguel up here is because Miguel's an associate producer of NFT the movie, and it didn't start like that. But we'll get to you in a second there, Miguel. So, you guys ready?
Yeah.
You ready? All right, let's do this. So, first and foremost, we want to thank Ken, Annalise, and the team for having us here. Okay, thank you so much. Without a place to have a safe space with great people to film, we don't have our documentaries. So, thank you, Ken. With that being said, I'm going to introduce myself and pass the microphone so everybody can introduce themselves. My name is Jeff Crane, CEO, executive producer, and right now the director of our films. We're based out of Utah and have been in the blockchain for a handful of years and jumped into NFTs per se last year, like a lot of people did. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the microphone to my good friend James Greaves, who is an advisor. Every person on this panel are shareholders in the company, and let me pass it along.
Hi, my name is James Greaves.
Hello, James.
Hello, James. James Greaves. I am the international flair for the company, and I'm an advisor, and been on this journey with Jeff for a few years now. I live in Puerto Rico. Let's get my address.
Yes.
My name is Josh. I'm one of the NFT directors for NFT the movie with my awesome spouse here.
I'm Heidi Gilman, and what he said.
I'm Allie Udall, and I'm Jeff's left brain, right-hand man. Do everything for him. I'm just here along with all the crazy shenanigans we're doing.
I'm Mickey. I'm their NFT advisor and also newly appointed associate producer as well.
So what we'd like to do is kind of share with you what NFT the movie is, and then I'd like to open it up for some questions. You guys might have questions, and let's make this interactive, because I know it can be boring sometimes to just watch people up on stage. So last year, I had taken a trip, and it was advising for a good friend of ours, Brian Christensen. You guys might know by the company Block Cities, one of the top growing metaverse companies out there. Anyway, when I was down there, we all felt this feeling last year. In Puerto Rico, there's a large amount of blockchain crypto people in the community, right? Well, they had serious FOMO from all the billionaires and the millionaires that were flying to Dubai, they're going to LA, Miami, etc. And I was like, that's odd. So I came home, and like most people do when you hear about NFTs, the very first thing an entrepreneur does in our age is get a domain name. Let's be honest. We all went looking for domain names, and this time last year, it was actually before that, it was roughly February, I used to own homeclassifieds.com. I started in the internet business in '96 with creditcardrates.com, homeclassifieds.com. So I thought, well, does NFT classifieds, is that available? Yeah, are we still good on the recording? The red? Okay, awesome. And it was available for $12.17. But most of us in this room, correct me if I'm wrong, we buy those domain names at like 12 or 1 o'clock at night. And in the old days, you would buy every derivative on the face of the planet, not remembering that you have to pay for the dues the next year. So anyway, I woke up the next morning, I'm like, what the H? I've been down this road for 30 years. I'm gonna have to raise money, I'm gonna have to do the thing, and then I'm gonna be competing with my friends in a platform. I said, I'm not doing it. I said, there's another path. So I put the domain name up on Facebook just for some friends to buy. Within 5 minutes, does anybody know Pedro Rivera in Puerto Rico by chance? It runs the longest blockchain event for the last 3 years, and anybody in blockchain When they go to Puerto Rico, they show up at that event. So Pedro, he's like, dude, I'll buy it. And in the Facebook post, I said, the minimum bid is $2,500. He goes, I'll buy it for $2,500. I said, bro, that was the minimum. But because we're friends, and he's a really great guy, I sold it for $8,500. Now, that's a 6,500% increase. I was like, that's ridiculous. That's stupid. Like literally the year before, nobody could even care about NFTs. And I thought, we need to tell a story. That was the impetus of us starting the business. Now, although we are all connected, everybody in this room, with people who have money, they can give you their tokens, they can give you their cash, we decided to do this like everybody else. To grind from the start to the top, and we started our business with $12.17. We took that $8,500, we started renting equipment, and May of last year, we started filming. We went to Texas, we went to California, Utah, Puerto Rico, and of course, Shitcoin. I'm gonna pass the mic, but we made 5 mini movies last year. We put them in a 2-hour feature film and submitted it to the Sundance Film Festival. Have you guys heard of the Sundance Film Festival before? Yeah. Right, it's a great place, right? We didn't get in, and it's okay, because our path is to create NFT movies, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass the mic to the middle, one of our MVPs who is really shy to say anything, and I wanna have Heidi talk about, now that you know the impetus, or whatever it's called. What's the word? That's not the word. Impetus is another thing. You need a blue pill for that one. The beginning, yes. The genesis, is that the right word? Yeah, well, there we go.
It's not impotent, it's impetus is correct.
Perfect, thank you. That's why we can edit stuff. So where we're at right now is, and I'll pass the mic, is instead of doing 5 films, we decided to do NFT the movie West Coast, East Coast, and Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. We just finished filming at NFT LA, where we spoke, and we're going to be putting that into the NFT movie West Coast. The reason we're here is we're adding to the NFT movie East Coast. So if there are people in the crowd who have your own stories, please come see us so you can send that footage to us, and we might be able to put it in the film, and we might be interviewing some of you as well. However, that's a movie, but what's so special about it? Besides the fact that it's an NFT and it's going to be an NFT movie. Let me pass the mic to Heidi. She is the mother of one of the youngest NFT artists on the planet, Gunnar Gilman, father Josh, who's 5 years old and he does NFTs. And if you could, Heidi, could you talk about the poster program and our collaborations with the 100 artists? Thank you.
So with NFT the movie, the brilliance behind it is that it's going to be an NFT. And within that movie, we have NFTs that will be posters. Like when you have a movie, you have movie posters, right? So we're picking 100 artists. We have about 33 artists currently right now that we're doing a collaboration with their art and NFT the movie. And we do a split, a 75-25 split. NFT the movie gets 75, the artist gets 20, or did I say 75? The artist gets 25%. And the brilliance behind this is that some of these artists are well known and some are just getting into this space. So we like that NFT the movie gets to put a spotlight on people that are just purely talented and that have good hearts. And that's really what our movie's about, is there is technology in it, but it's about the humanity. It's about us as people coming together to decentralize, to say what we want the future to be like. So I'm super grateful to be here, and Shitcoin is where my passion for NFT, the movie, started, and I'm grateful to be back. So thanks, guys.
Why don't we do this? Miguel is one of the poster partners. Miguel, Heidi, before you pass it off, could you mention a little bit of Miguel's poster? And then let's try.
Yeah. So with Miguel, when we met, everybody knows the famous MJ, like grabbed our hearts, your dog. He has an artist that made a picture of MJ And what we're doing is it's just part of your soul. It's part of your story. And so that's what all of our posters are, is they're all different types of art, walks of life. So MJ's going to be part of our poster program. And we're so honored because she's an angel.
Yeah, no, it's great to be a part of it and to really be a part of, telling other people's stories. In addition, just to be able to tell mine. It's been nice to connect, with the different people we've got to meet and really see, the real people behind NFTs. Because you see a lot in the media, big companies, brands, scams, $1 million aid sales, but you don't really get to see about the people that are actually doing those things. And so, like, for example, what they were doing, their whole family's involved with the NFTs, even to their son. And that's a story that's going to be told. And so it's the same with all the other stories. You're going to get to see artists, creators that are just trying to find their way in this space, same as everybody here. We're all just trying to fit in to this blockchain world. And as many of you have noticed, there is a space for everybody, as a creator, as an investor, as a collector. And so really being able to highlight different people in different states and their involvement in the various ways, really brings light to the foundation of what is there, the foundation for the blockchain space, the actual community. That's the driving force, the people who are trying to make a living doing this stuff, traveling on the road, sleeping in their cars, sleeping on floors, trying to build projects or just trying to get their art out there or trying to connect to a community, to be a part of something. And it doesn't matter if you're well known, if you're not known, if you're part of a big company, or if you're an individual. This space has room for every participant as long as you're willing to be involved and just, find where you fit. And it's great to get to be a part of that story and get to work with some amazing people who are helping others tell their stories well, in addition to their own. So I hope you all, stay with us and, keep up with our updates, because we'll be getting to release a lot of that soon. And, we do invite others to come tell their stories well.
Amen.
James, we were talking last night. We were talking to the Magic City Ape DAO organization. They have 70 to 75 people in the organization that have a collection of bored apes, and we're doing some interviews with them. And so last night, we had a really good meeting, and of course, James, one of our strategists, is with us, and we were talking about the differentiation between our company and kind of the stuff we do. Could you enlighten the crowd, James, a little bit of why we're, our organization's a little bit different?
That's a heavy response. I think everybody's is different, right? And that's a beautiful thing about this space, is that it's a lot of, everybody's exploring and working out new ways to do things, new ways to do, art and science, and religion and politics and companies and everything. So, I think what I really like about our project is it's NFT the movie is more of a platform than it is a movie, right? This is a lot of everything else that people here are doing platforms. NFT the movie is a platform. It's an NFT, but inside it showcases everybody else and kind of what they're doing, shows humans, as Heidi was talking about, it shows art, as kind of we're talking about here. So I think it's unique, it's not unique, and it really embodies the spirit of what everybody in this room is trying to achieve.
And I do this on purpose. James and I, we built a business in Puerto Rico together. And now, for a raise of hands, and we're going to ask some questions. Who started their NFT project this year? Can you guys raise your hands? So there's one here. Anybody else? One there. Okay, last year. Did you guys, anybody start the project last year? Okay, we got more hands. Okay. Now, of course, you can only do this with dudes or two girls, but like, have you guys slept in the same bed with your CEO and you like grounded or slept on the ground and like shared food and, right? Yeah. I got a method for you. It's called the island. You put the pillows right down the middle of the bed, and then you're totally set. But when you go to battle with your battle buddies, you learn a lot in the foxhole, right? You learn a lot of stuff. Let me back up real quick and talk about the poster program, and then if you guys have any questions, we'd love to hear it. You'll let us know when we have 5 minutes if you guys don't mind. I don't want to go over. Why did we choose to collaborate with people on our poster program? Well, because we're a movie, and why not have movie posters? Instead of traditional movie posters that we've seen in the past where people are cutting down trees and printing and putting them on a wall and then they tear them back down right when the movie starts, wouldn't it be nice to have something that lived on forever, that told the story about the people in the movie? And that's why we ended up doing the collaborations. Miguel, Heidi, and Josh. Josh, and I'm going to pass the mic to him after a couple of questions, was working at a job for 9 years, went to his wife Heidi, and this is in the film, and said, "Sweetheart, can I quit?" She's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Also, can I spend $5,000 on a coach?" She's like, "Yeah." That was March of last year. We met 45 days later, and they became business partners within 60 days later, and now they're on stage. He quit, but never quit. And that is so very important when it comes to our team, is that it's like the Vikings. When they burned the boats, they couldn't go back home. They had to make do. And Josh and the family, they just, every single day, they live their truth. Does anybody have any questions?
Hi, my name is Kai. I'm from New York. I actually have an art gallery business there, and I'm building a new gallery in New York. It's about 10,000 square feet. What's cool about my art gallery is I'm not charging rent, no commission to all the artists I'm helping. How can I do that? Not through my NFTs. I've been working hard for the past 18 years through my clothing business, retail business, my catering business. So I built my wealth through hard work for the past 18 years. But I'll be launching my NFT project this August. But with NFT, without NFT, my project of helping artists, going on. And congratulations. Right, and then you mentioned about anybody from East Coast. I'm from East Coast. I'm from New York. I'm from New York. So next time you guys are in New York, definitely DM me, outreach me. Yeah, the new art gallery will be complete by end of the summer.
What's your name again?
My name's Kai, K-A-I.
You're here, so let's interview you while you're here.
Oh yeah, why not? Oh, let me make sure I get my hair done, my nail done. Yeah, that would do it.
Now is the time to do it. But congratulations.
All right.
So tell us what's different about your gallery.
My gallery, well, it's going to be the next one. I already have one in Upper East Side. But my current one is in Upper East Side, located on 223 East 60th Street. That's where Andy Warhol started his career. If you Google the address, Andy Warhol had his personal art exhibition there in 1957. He's the first one and second one. Because he used to hang out at a restaurant next door. It's called 733. It's a famous frozen hot chocolate place. When he was younger, he used to hang out there all the time. And he'd eat there, he shit there. But, and then he got to know the art gallery owner next door, where I am now, about 60 years ago. And that location has a special meaning for me as well. Because when I first moved in there, I rented the space for a clothing store, and it has 2 floors. So I preserved the second floor as an art gallery space. And that's how I got into the art business 8 years ago. And since I didn't know what I was doing, so I wanted to make sure I don't charge it. So I don't get, hated for not knowing what I was doing. So that's how I started doing my art business in art gallery. And then the next one I'll be building will be Port Washington. That's where the movie Great Gatsby is located. Lots of private art collectors there, lots of big houses. Yeah, it's going to be 10,000 square feet. I'm going to build up nice. Yeah, we'll have a built-in kitchen, we'll have a table there. So when you guys come visit New York, I'll make sure we have a family dinner at a table.
Hey, I got that on film.
Okay.
All right, that's a deal.
That's a deal. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. And by the way, everybody, you're looking for artists for your gallery, right?
I have a lot of artists that...
Yeah, but there's probably some here that you could probably work with. So everybody talk to him so we can put... And what we do, how about this? We have a Ken Bozak night. Every one of the walls and everything has the Ken Bozak art. How cool would that be?
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's do it. Anybody else have any other questions? I know we're going to be winding down here. Yes, sir. What's up, brother?
No, double duty. Might as well just do double duty. For those that don't know, I'm Mikhail Woodward, Tilted Crypto, Beer Money Show, also the beer ambassador. But I met all of you lovely people last year. But being in the film industry and doing what I'm doing, I'm just curious on what has been really your biggest challenge and how you overcame it.
That's really,
Either individually or collective. So.
yeah, that's a really good question. Annalise, how much time do we have?
2 minutes.
Okay, we're going to have 3 minutes. Okay, thanks, Annalise. I'm just going to answer this real quick, and then I'm going to pass it since I've been a little bit verbose. As Heidi said, our movie is about people, not about technology. Our assertion is people stay the same, technology changes. You could argue that people don't change, but if you look at Carl Jung and the archetypes, there's all kinds of archetypes, and they all show up at any given time. My epiphany has nothing really to do about the technology or even the movie. My epiphany goes back to the day of Jesus. When Jesus was sitting down at the supper, he warned a couple people at that supper that they were going to betray him. From the very, very beginning, when he called them to be on his journey, he knew their character, but he always gave them a shot. And there was a couple people at that dinner that sold him up the road. My epiphany this year is that those two people, that those apostles, they weren't living their design. And so what I've learned over the last year is to live my design, to try to give a person a second chance, to try to not judge them, to try to just sit there and to listen to their story and to integrate that because they have such wonderful stories. We only have 1 minute left. I know Annalise is going to tell us to get off stage, but Allie, I'm going to pass this to you. Why don't you answer that? You've seen everything behind the scenes. What's some of the things that you've learned as we've gone through this process?
There have been quite a few lessons that we've learned just going through this process. It's mostly been just take it as it comes. Like we've learned to not have expectations, because once we have those expectations, it never turns out the way we want it, especially with people, interviews, all those things. So really I think the biggest lesson we've learned is just things are meant to happen the way they're supposed to happen, and we can't force that. So it's just been really beautiful to see it all unfold the way that it's meant to. Maybe not the way that we pictured it originally, but it's been an amazing learning process. So
Thank you, guys.